There are still enemies over here. There's namely that big Colossus. But that's not the only enemy here, in theory. I think, yep, there's still that guy. I think there's still one more sniper tower that's sort of to the far left. We have to go here to see. Okay, got rid of you. In fact, there's another sniper still. That Colossus can also shoot both these sort of electric projectiles and your typical sort of assault rifle type stuffs. You are down. There's another one. Yeah, so just try not to stay out in the open like that for too long, otherwise they're actually going to break through our shields. But if they're only hitting our shields, then those will come back, and that's not much of a problem. Still you. Alright, now I think it is only the Colossus. This is a bad place to get kind of stuck, Mako. Mako, this is like, really? Okay, thank you. So, it's a little bit better. I think we're now actually on level ground. Now let's try to take out this Colossus. We actually did break through its shields there. I don't think we'd be able to do. I would have thought we would only be damaging its shields first and foremost. Shields are almost down, though. Wait, did this go by? Oh, that did still hit us. Almost down. That. And down it goes. Except, hold on a second. That doesn't look good. You see, there appear to be additional Geth that are dropping down. Including Geth Primes. They're quite strong. They're the strongest of the bipedal Geth. Ooh, not dead.
That's number 2. Let's hit the next base.
There does appear to be still one more enemy here. Perhaps? Despite Rex having said that? Something should be, or did we just crash into that? Eh? Might be the mine that one of them created over there? And now it's not showing up. Yeah, it appears as though this perhaps was just an outdoor base and not much else. But we did see a Geth drop ship, which quite literally dropped down more troops. Including those primes, but we took care of those. Take a look at our inventory. We did pick up a lot of stuff in tungsten rounds. In theory, quite useful against these Geth. And not necessarily sure if we double check to see if we were using them right now, although when we're fighting the Mako like this, doesn't really make much of a difference. Good for future use, though. Alright, once again, give us something other than kinetic stabilizer, pretty please. He says as we find another kinetic stabilizer. This one's weaker, though. Even better, in that case. More tungsten rounds, ablative coating. Okay. So, let's head back into the Mako. And we did not quite find everything in this world just yet. Now, we want to still check out this debris. Let's take a look at that. And then we may still... I think we have a little bit of our circle to finish before we actually head out of here. Above and beyond this debris. Can we find this? We're gonna try. This is gonna be tough, though. Not at that angle, we can't. I think that's probably it. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Crash Pro. Oh, this is kind of tough to break through. Can we do it, though? Yes. Okay. Whoa, level 8 kinetic exoskeleton. And then a high explosive, also 8 this time. So there we have, yeah, we did just level up. So perhaps that does mean, as I think we were theorizing not long ago, that just from getting one level might mean that now we're going to start to find more of the higher level gear. That'd be great, because we've been stuck on level 7 for a little while. So yeah, we have high explosive, actually 6 at the moment, so definitely I think we'll take 8. It's more damage, more radius, more weapons force. Let's hop back in. And I think, what, we started in the middle, did we? And then we went straight over to here. So I think we still have this northwestern section around here, and maybe a little bit other things in the middle, just beyond where we started, or might have been beyond our field of view at the time. So let's mark that. But at least the big thing, in theory, is now done here. Ooh. Large, very flat area. You know what that means? Will we find... Starts with a T and an H and rhymes with pressure jaw. Perhaps not. I will take magnesium. Huzzah. Another light metal. I do think that's the kind we need. And carrying on this way. I mean, this has several areas that look like they would potentially be fresh from all homes. This would be another one of them. Right around the edge of the map as well, for what it's worth. It is still possible for them to show up there. This corner. Is it empty? Is it actually a nest? Seems like it's empty. And do we actually have anything else on our map that we know of here? Well, I mean, eventually we'll run into these places that we've already been to. In fact, we're somewhat close to them now. That was the Thresher Mall, of course. So I think what we'll do here is let's just cut inside now. Make sure that we don't miss anything that was perhaps just outside of what we could see when we first landed here. I'm thinking maybe a little bit further north as well, because obviously we were at those X's previously. That's the mineral that we just picked up. And this is probably around where we landed. Maybe we just go a little bit to the other side, just to make sure there wasn't something just beyond where we landed over there. And once we do that, we should be good to head back up to the Normandy. Anything around here? Is this right in the middle? Yeah, I think this is basically right where we landed. Just go a little bit further in this direction, I suppose. But not seeing much here. Not seeing much by the looks of things. So in that case, I suppose let's take one quick look at our map just to make sure that... Well, I mean, that's the edge of the map right there. So yeah, I think it is safe to say we should be safe to return. Okay, so does it actually update our quest partway through? It doesn't seem like it. This is eliminate all 4 get outposts, and we've done 2 out of the 4 thus far. Okay, so let's take another look at our map here. And we'll head over to the next system. And we're basically just taking it one at a time here, going Gagarin, to Tereshkova, and now Next on the list, for that reason, would be Hong if we just continue along the same path here. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have Homal. Homal is an enormous terrestrial planet with a very dense atmosphere of carbon dioxide and sodium. The surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of sodium oxides and deposits of nickel. There is evidence that Homal was once covered with broad, shallow seas. Should a probe ever be sent to the surface, a check for ancient fossil life might prove valuable. Ooh, interesting. And that being said, it is almost 500 degrees Celsius at the moment, so it is rather toasty right now. Don't think there's going to be much living there right now, so nothing to scan there either. The system looks comparatively much smaller. We have Casbin, and we can land here. Casbin is a classic pre-garden terrestrial world with conditions similar to those on Earth millions of years ago. That sounds promising. Its hot, humid atmosphere is mainly composed of nitrogen and carbon dioxide. An increasing amount of the surface is covered by simple lichen and algae, so it already does have lichen. I suppose that's where the pre-garden part comes from. Should no unexpected calamity occur, these tiny plants will change the atmosphere to an Earth-like nitrogen-oxygen mix over the next few millennia. Sounds very promising. Due to its potential for future habitability and sapient life, Casbin has been designated as a sanctuary world by the Citadel Council. Landing is prohibited by law, and any disturbance of the fragile young ecosystem will result in harsh fines and imprisonment. At present, the planet is passing through the debris trail of a long-period comet. Oh, wow. Okay, well, it may be, in theory, a nice place for life in the future, but at least as of right now, it is 1 degree Celsius away from boiling. So it is still perhaps just a little too hot, a little too toasty. It is a place where we can land, even if it is technically supposed to be illegal. So we will end up there soon. Let's just take a look around, see what else there is. There is Tukil. Matar is a terrestrial planet with a thick atmosphere composed of nitrogen and krypton. Its frigid surface is mainly composed of sodium oxide with deposits of copper. Because of noxious surface gases, explorers are warned to use extreme caution. Matar lacks a magnetic field. This makes it useless for discharging FTL drive cores in orbit. The energetic particles of solar wind from Hong strike the upper atmosphere directly, ionizing the krypton. This gives the planet its distinctive minty green-white hue. Okay? Oh, we can survey it as well. Matriarch's writings recovered. Scans of Matar revealed debris from a destroyed Asari freighter. Further scans uncovered a body, which was brought on board. That was a good idea? Dr. Chuckwus examined it, but learned nothing about its origins. That's totally not creepy. Among the Asari's personal effects, however, was one of Matriarch Delinaga's writings. Okay? Now we have the Shaka. The Shaka Laka Boom Boom. The Shaka is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant. In the past, it was often used as a drive-discharge point for pirates raiding human settlements from the Terminus systems. In 2178, the Alliance set up a network of covert sensing devices on Thessaka's moons. Thessaka? I think I was saying Thessaka. Recordings of pirate FTL exit vectors over the course of 6 months led the Alliance Navy to 8 major pirate anchorages. Since the Thessaka raids, no ship from the Terminus has been reported in the Hong system. They scared them off. Nothing to scan there. And on the opposite side, we have Treegear, not to be confused with its close cousin Treebeard. Treegear is a tiny ice dwarf with a trace atmosphere of xenon and krypton. Frozen surface is mainly composed of water ice and ammonia. Cryovolcanic processes are gradually repaving the surface with sheets of fresh ice. Okay, and we can survey this as well. Light metals surveyed. Scans from orbit have detected a deposit of lithium, and we've got a lot of light metals recently. I would think that we might even be getting close to finishing that. But anyways, we are looking to land on Casbin. So let's set our sights here. Okay, so previously, we've been going between a Tally, Garrus, Rex, and Liara team. Sorry, Ashley and Caden. But seeing as how Ashley does not provide any tech abilities or crowd control, maybe not the best fit for her. I mean, if we are looking at some outdoor bases, kind of like the ones that we were just looking at in our previous Geth outposts we were trying to take down, maybe there are some situations which you could try to snipe them from afar, but as long as we have the Mako, we maybe don't really need that all that much. So I would say that perhaps rules out Ashley. Caden is helpful from a crowd control standpoint and does have that combination of tech and biotic abilities much like we do. So he's not bad in that sense. It's just that by taking him, we miss out on at least having some combat ability. So, I mean, we could potentially go with him, but just as long as we either take, maybe in that situation you do justify taking Ashley, because at least Caden is providing, both tech and biotic abilities, so you have a lot of that stuff going on. But I'm thinking maybe instead we go with one of our hybrids, either Rex or Garrus, give us a little bit of combat along with either biotics or tech. And, I mean, we used Rex last time, so I suppose let's go Garrus this time. Okay, and it is quite green. Indeed. There are definitely signs of life here. Plant life at the very least. Alright, then we have 2 points we can spend on Caden, and 1 point on Garrus. So let's take a look here. I think we were starting to make moves toward Master Sabotage for Garrus. He's 1 away from that, so or if we do take this point, so I think we do that. Then in Caden's case, what were we going for here? Oh, we started taking more on Barrier. Were we trying to unlock Stasis? Or Advanced Barrier? I'm not sure what that was all about. We, I think I've said this before, but Stasis on our party members not nearly as good as our own Stasis. So we took our Stasis specialization with Bastion, and this is a skill tree that only we get, and this is crucial because it is the only way that you can actually damage enemies that have Stasis. So I would think, if we just aren't a big fan of the other things that Caden has access to, I mean, we could do similarly to what we did with some other people recently, just give him some more shields. Not a terrible idea. Help his defenses, or alternatively, give him Sentinel, which is not bad, reducing the cooldown of his abilities, and giving him some additional weapon damage. I mean, at least at low levels, where it's given 3% cooldown, 2% damage, 4% accuracy there, and then probably gets a little bit lower as he gets higher up. Yeah. But at least those first few levels of Sentinel, those are decent. Those are decent. So, maybe... Then again, at least when it comes to us combined with Caden, bearing in mind that we are both Sentinels, meaning we both do have access to both electronic, or not just electronic, tech, and biotic abilities, we're going to have the ability to use those quite often. So I don't think the cooldown is as much of a factor when we're teaming up with Caden. More so, the question is, are people going to live? Because neither of us are very tanky, so we might want to prioritize electronics to give him a little bit more shields just so that we don't have him going down regularly. Because that could be a bit of an issue. So let's go that route, and then let's look at our map here. And we're on the southern-ish part of this planet, and then the Geth outpost is, in theory, further to the east. Then we have anomalies and anomalous signals over to the west, along with this debris. So I'm thinking, what if we go maybe clockwise up around here and take a look at these anomalies and debris and what have you, and then we'll come back down around to take on the outpost and finish up our loop after that. Let's maybe go for that. So it means we want to go a little bit further south just to get to the edge of the map. Confirm we aren't missing anything here, although I really hope we aren't looking to go beyond this, because that looks pretty insurmountable. Unfortunately, we do start to see the end of the map there. So that is a welcome sight in my eyes. Just want to be close enough that we can at least see the edge of it, so that we don't miss anything that might be on that corner, but, I would really like for us to not have to go all the way over there, because otherwise we're going to find ourselves in situations like that. We're trying to climb 90-degree angles, or 85-degree angles. Hold on. Hold on. Can be done. But it ain't easy. Lost some momentum. Stay on an angle though and you'll be fine. This is a little bit better. But something tells me it isn't going to last long. Okay, but we can start to see the edge of the world here, so that's a good sign, although I did not want to fall into this little crater. Come on, Mako. Come on. Ooh. That's quite a drop off. Got that. Alright, speaking of craters, that's like a canyon. We'll start heading north now, which in theory should bring us closer to those anomalies. Right, if we can make our moves in this crater where it's much easier to canyon, where it's much easier to traverse, and that's great. That is one of the question marks. Not quite far enough, or not quite close enough to the edge of the map to see if there's anything else that might be hiding right on that edge, but I think we'll at least, since we are this close to this question mark, go here next, although that being said, that is far easier said than done, because at least it may appear to be close, but you know, there's kind of this gigantic mountain in between us and the target, so that does complicate matters a bit. Just want to maybe, just wanted to get on top of that little ledge and scope this out a little bit more. But, like, just some level ground, so we can scope this out. Oh, we can't look any higher than that when we're zooming in, but yeah, like that. It's like maybe just barely traversable if we go straight up here. Looks like that's where it's the most gradual of an incline, but that's not saying much. That is not traversable over there. That is way too steep. So give it a shot here. Not terribly optimistic. Might need to find a different angle of approach. Something from a totally different area. Otherwise, yeah, like this is not looking promising right now. I'm trying to go up at an angle so that we have an actual chance. But, yeah, it's only getting steeper. So, there's no way we're getting up this. So I'd say stop fighting it. And just find a different spot. This looks a little better. This might be more so what we're looking for. Still steep, but shouldn't be, I would think, nearly as bad. This should be doable. Oh, don't fall down there, though. Don't fall down there, though. That would be unfortunate. That would be unfortunate. Come on. Just get over this ledge so you can make it over here. That's a little better. You want to try to get on this lip? Get on the lip. Come on, Mako. Oh, glorious. Glorious. He's done it. Famous last words. Yeah, actually, though, hold on. Hold on. This might be a little bit better here. And this is what the old days of the Mako were like. Maybe I just wasn't as patient back in the day, trying to find other angles from which to make it over to the place where I was trying to go, but it seemed like more often than we've experienced thus far, I found myself trying to traverse cliffs like this, where any reasonable, rational person would say, no, you know, you probably don't want to try to drive something up that. But, no, it can be done, and we have done it. And now we appear to more or less be on the top here. So what is this question mark? was gonna say, if we have to go down after all that, I'm not gonna be pleased, and it does look like we have to go down, so I'm not pleased. Looks like there's some kind of beacon over there. It is exactly that. It is precisely a beacon. This is a little bit suspicious. I don't know about that. I haven't saved yet on this planet, so let's play a little bit safe here. Is it a trap? Examine. Okay, apparently it's an artifact. I guess. ID tag recovered. Buried under the beacon was an identification tag for Captain Thane. There's no indication of why it was hidden here, or who buried it in the first place. Alright, I mean... Sure. I suppose. Let's take a look at our map and where that leaves us. So we got this question mark, but there's still debris here, and an anomalous signal over there. If we could go a little bit further west, that'd be great. Then again, I'd rather not lose what elevation we have gained, because you saw just how difficult it was to get up here. Okay. Well, we find ourselves in a bit of a crater. Things might only be getting worse here. Just want to build up some momentum. Oh, look at that. That's magical. That's just pure magic. I see the root. I can see it. Okay, now I don't know where the root goes anymore. But this still, if we can get over this, should be fine. Oh, hold on. So let's change the angle a bit here, preferably. This is totally not a precarious situation in which we find ourselves right now. You know, any given Saturday, Friday's commute. But no, not downward. Yeah, like that's way up there. And after having just dropped a bit, that definitely set us back quite a bit. Because we're on a decent track there, but this, I am very quickly losing confidence in this. It was nice knowing you. Oh, don't give up, Vids. I mean, sure, it's probably just faster to drive down this at this point, because we're just gonna end up dropping. And hold on, what is this, X? Really? Is that the one that we were just on? Have we just fallen down to the place where we just were? Oh, we're actually, I mean, we're trying to go in this direction. Oh yeah, you know what it was? That, our custom marker might have been misleading a little bit there. Might have been absent-mindedly starting to follow that a little bit more than I was following the actual debris. But, yeah, so, like, this is a little tough. This looks a little bit better, though. Over here. This seems doable. The key is once you get up here, you need to make sure that you stay up here, otherwise you're going to be in serious trouble. Now this looks better. It's a fairly large area to drive on. Oh, except what do we have there? That might be coming from our anomalous signal. There are some signs of big red rhombuses, suggesting some big enemies. Down there? I don't really want to go down there if we don't have to. It was not easy to get up here. Whoa, we are getting suddenly bombarded. Alright, I guess we're going. I guess we're going in that case. And we are landing directly on what we're going for. I would like to believe they can't hit us from here. I don't know. Well, we got shredder rounds, polonium rounds, and a combat exoskeleton. That combat exoskeleton is level 8. That's definitely not bad. Let's see. appears as though the big red rhombuses were able to catch sight of us. Yeah, this is kind of a... Thought that little white spot there was potentially... Yeah. But, don't love this angle just because if they have elevation, which they might, and they're going to be looking down on us and they're going to have the high ground. They're going to have the high ground. It'd be over. But we're going to try it. I always thought that the Geth underestimated my power. Alright, so from this angle, might be able to get up there and... Is that... Can you see Geth for a second there? No, again, I think it's just slight differences in the coloration of the rocks. I think they're going to be basically at the top here. Hello? Anybody help? No, that's a turret. Aloha. That rocket may have hit us, but the turret is gone. Are those also turrets, or are they big armatures, or... I mean, armatures would be shooting the electrically stuff at us, not rockets, I suppose. Those may all be additional turrets. Hello! Oh, there are other Geth there as well, though. Could see one a little bit. Okay. That's down, the turret, that is. Just barely see, yep. Can't tell if they're armatures. They are armatures. And yes, I do remember this as well. Geth just, you know, they like hanging out where... Got the nice scenery and what have you. Just, beautiful world. Okay, that was the last of the turrets. Now it is just these armatures. From here? Can, seemingly. I do like this spot a lot. Just poke our heads out for a little bit. Long enough to shoot a good old rocket at you. That's enough to level up. Wow, that happened quickly. I mean, I suppose we've been fighting a lot of big enemies as of late. That probably has a lot to do with it. Oh, I missed there, sadly. I got a little greedy hanging up there, but... Ooh, maybe not the best of timing. That armature has precisely 1 HP. Okay, now just don't fall down from here. I was just talking about how I liked this spot. Hello? I missed. Oh, and you did hit us. You outdid me there, but not there. Alright, so that's the last of them. We have a transmitter here. Okay, so perhaps that's what the actual marker was coming from. This armature is still chilling over here. We can deactivate it. Okay. Discovery. The Geth array is transmitting regular data bursts on an encrypted channel using the Alliance's own FTL comm booths. It's not clear where the data is being directed, nor the content of the signal. Alright, I suppose we'll turn it off. Just to be safe. Anything else here, or is that all? It appears though that may be all. Let's take a look at our equipment and our squad, because we did level up, and yes, we are absolutely now starting to get more of the level 8 pieces of equipment, and level 8 medical exoskeleton is fantastic. That's what we are using right now, but I don't think anyone else has that high of a level with that yet. And that could be worth throwing on Garrus here. He has 7, so it'd be a small upgrade for him. It's at 3.3 health regeneration and 60% toxin resistance. So it'd get him up to... Oh, actually, lower toxin resistance. Yeah, so it's actually medical interface versus medical exoskeletons. There is a difference there. This is, again, one of those things that I was talking about several times previously, where as you get up to the higher levels, your gear, in terms of the total amount of bonuses you get from the stats, it does get better, but it becomes less specialized and more generalized. So as we see here, you actually get more toxin resistance from the lower level medical insert other adjective or noun here. 60% resistance here, 3.3 life regeneration versus... Okay, the life regeneration does still go up. That's 3.5, so small improvement there, but the toxin resistance goes down. The thing that you're gaining is the reduction in power cooldown, which, I mean, that's 15% is a pretty large amount. That would be great for people who are very much power-based characters, people like Liara, Tali, and Caden. To a certain extent, Rex and Garrus as well, although, I mean, not quite as much so, and definitely least relevant for someone like Ashley. So we might save that for that reason, for a Tali or a Liara. And the the combat exoskeletons, we've gotten a few of those recently. Those give smash damage, hardening, and physics thresholds, so this is good for getting up close and personal and bashing people's heads in. So, if anything, this would probably be a Rex piece of armor. But let's keep the current medical interface there. As for our levels here, though, let's throw on a little bit more on throw. Then, in Caden's case, we were trying to pick up more electronics, so sure, we'll do that. Then, for Garrus, we can actually get the Master Sabotage here, so that's big. Very nice. Not sure what we're going to take next with Garrus, but that's a future Lids problem. Now, let's take a look here. So we've gotten all of these, and now I think we just continue going clockwise around here, and eventually we'll hit the Geth Outpost. So bear in mind, that was not the official Geth Outpost. That was an undercolored Geth communications array. We just so happened to, well, I mean, we did know about it in advance, or we did know that there was something there in advance. There was a question mark. But we didn't know that it was going to actually be Geth stationed there. So we're actually capable of seeing the northernmost part of the planet here. So for that reason, we should be able to just head more or less straight east, but in doing so, I would like to stay on high ground. Because climbing this again, not really something I'm looking to do anytime soon. If it can be avoided, I would like to do that. So if we're gonna fall to a side, we'd very much like to be the left, where we don't actually fall all the way down, rather than the right, where there's not really any coming back up from that. That being said, we may need to go down for that mineral over there. And this is not where we want to be spinning out of control. Go. Like that is definitely good. Well, zooming in on that rock directly in front of us is not going to help us out much. But ooh, don't drop there. But like our minerals, I think, are down there. It's fairly far away, definitely far enough that there's no way it's up here. Can we see? Hold on. It's such a large area here that we can see. Oh, back it up. I don't think we can get back up there. Mayday! Timber! Oh, wasn't so bad. Alright, we're heading down. We're doing it. Looks like we're gonna have to go down here anyway. Let's get these minerals while we're at it, though. Where exactly? On the other side of this little hill? A little alcove over here somewhere? Here it is. Is that gold? It is gold. Don't mind if I do. Nice. Okay, let's just head a little bit further north here so we can still see the edge of the map. Now that we can, let's head due east. And I'm hoping we don't need to climb that. That would be rather unfortunate, I'm afraid. So I'm hoping we see the red line soon, saying this is the end of the world, but... Okay, now that is the case, let's just check this corner. Doesn't look like there's anything there, though. Now, do we need to be on this elevation? I mean, we can stay up here. It'd probably be a good thing to do that. In case we do find the need later on. A nice luxury to have. I mean, it seemed like there was this little lip that we might have been able to actually ascend. Oh, hold on. Hold on! One day, they said it couldn't be done. They said it couldn't be done, and then we did it. And then we did it. Challenge accepted. Challenge completed.